Hey dudes, welcome to Splat from the Past, the only 80s themed horror and sci-fi show where things can get totally radical. Now today, I will be welcoming a sexy, gorgeous actress from late 80s, early 90s exploitation movies, Shari Shattuck. Yeah, Shari Shattuck is coming on the podcast today. It's been a long time coming. She was in 38 Specials music videos for Caught Up in You, You Keep Running Away. And then she starred in so many exploitation classics in the 80s and 90s like Tainted, Desert Warrior, Arena, Death Spa. She co-starred with Steven Seagal and Michael Caine in On Deadly Ground and so many others. And then she got out of acting and she's been writing novels ever since. And I'm having her on the show today to talk about all that stuff, and I can't wait. She also studied acting under my friend and guest, Kate McGregor Stewart, and I'm going to talk about all that stuff today. So, here is my interview with Shari Shattuck.
Hello.
Hey, Shari, welcome to the show. How are you today?
Hi, I'm great. I'm doing a lot better, thank you. We were sick for a couple weeks, but it's starting to de-glue.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
It's such a wonderful honor. Thank you for taking the time today.
Oh, of course. Thank you for asking me.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. So, going back in time, did you gravitate toward acting early on?
I was a competitive ice skater, so you could say I gravitated towards performing early on. I always loved being creative and expressing myself in a number of ways. Acting was a logical progression from there because it's also very physical and very emotional. I don't know if you've ever watched ice skating, but the best ice skaters are the performers, the ones who put emotion into it, and that was kind of what I loved about it.
Yeah, I was watching during the, Tanya Roberts era, or whatever her name was.
Right.
Tanya Harding, era
Yeah,
and stuff.
exactly, yeah. Well, I mean more performance-wise than behind the scenes. But, if you take two people that, one is technically perfect and the other one is also technically perfect, but also very much like a dancer. You can see it in their face and their voice movement. That's what we call kinesthetic, relating in acting, because there are three things in acting. There's how you look, what you say, and what your body does. It's your ears, your eyes, and your body. So the skating led me on to that.
Mm-hmm. How many years did you do competitive skating for?
From 9 to 16, something like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And did you win a lot?
I usually came in second or third. I was very tall for a skater. Most skaters are little tiny things. You can see it's funny because sometimes I'll be standing on the second, podium and there's the stack, and I'm still taller than the girl standing on first. So, 5'8" and a half, 5'9" is a little too tall to be a competitive skater, as a rule.
Yeah. Did you? So you didn't want to pursue that as a career, though?
Oh God, no! What are your two choices? Are ice capades, which because of my height again, I would have been stuck in the fancy show costumes and not done much skating, which is like living in the circus.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one's teaching skating, and I didn't fancy getting up at 4 a.m. and standing around a cold ice rink all day. So I love skating, but I didn't care much for the competitive aspect of it. It's worse than a little league. They talk about the parents being up. It's the worst.
Did you ever get injured doing any of it?
Oh, sure. I've got little broken bones all over my body. My tailbone for sure. Both my wrists, both my feet have tiny broken, fractured bones. So they'll just always be that way. But, that's what it is to be an athlete on a very hard surface.
Yeah. So you're originally from Atlanta, Georgia?
Yeah, I was born in Atlanta, yeah.
Nice.
I don't recognize it anymore, though. It's become something very different than when I lived there.
Yeah, it's become the place where Hollywood is filming their movies now. Yeah,
it was really the hip-hop thing that kind of put it on the map, I think. The hip-hop music was, sorry, I'm just trying to get comfortable. My back's killing me. Yes, that seemed to, make it into a place that was more active in show business, if you will, and then the film seemed to move there slowly. I have several friends I've worked with on different films that work in Atlanta now at some of the sound stages and stuff, so it's great for them.
Yeah. Wow. Hip hop. Yeah, I would think that New York would be the place where hip hop came from, though.
No, the Southern hip hop, and I mean, it just brought so much money in that stuff that it just changed the face of the scene in Atlanta. That used to be kind of a laid back, everyone friendly place, and now it's kind of turned into more of a chic, and everybody's
Yeah.
their fancy cars and impressing everyone else. It's a baby LA.
Yeah, kind of like my hometown in San Mateo, California. It used to be a place where everybody knew everybody, and it was all full of local businesses. Now it's just, because of the tech boom, it's just become a shit show, really.
Yeah, it's just changing everything so much. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in the next few years as people go more and more into their computers and more distant, or they decide they want to have some community and start supporting local stores and businesses and things. I think people are going to find out it's pretty lonely to just stay at home and do everything. I hope. I would love to see a resurgence of local theater and local music shows and all that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, I totally
everything
agree.
Being a Starbucks.
Everything's a Starbucks, yeah.
Oh, I hate it. Yeah. Burnt coffee. So.
So when did modeling start for you?
Oh, gosh. About 16. I think that's one of the main reasons I ended up leaving skating. It started making money, good money. In fact, I actually got spotted on the ice by a photographer who asked me to do something in the background, and then I ended up marrying him a few years later. Just a couple. That didn't last very long. And, but, so that just kind of naturally went over to that direction. My mom also always pushed me towards acting. I mean, in anything that would make me famous, she was real big on that. So, fortunately, it was skating instead of something that started with just looks, because, getting famous for just looks is not a real healthy place to put your self-worth. Let's put it that way.
Oh, yeah. We don't need to mention any names,
Yeah.
Paris Hilton. So were you modeling for magazines and catalogs and all that?
In Atlanta, it was mostly magazines and a lot of catalogs and a lot of newspapers. It was barely a weekend went by that I wasn't on the back cover of the, Atlanta, whatever it was, Atlanta Journal. Or, it was usually advertisements for the big department stores, that kind of thing. That's kind of where I made the bulk of my modeling money then.
Mm-hmm. At what point did you decide that you were going to go into acting?
I always preferred acting because it was more to it. It was sort of a step because I wanted to go into commercials, and I basically had to learn to unpose, because as a model you learn hit a pose, hold, hit a pose, hold, hit a pose, hold. So when you're doing a commercial, you can't just pose. You got to keep moving through it. So I think I kind of went from there, and then I liked acting. I always loved theater. I've always admired film, so I started studying when I was in New York, and we just kind of logically progressed there.
Is that when you started studying with Kate McGregor Stewart?
Yes, it is. Yeah. So it was just wonderful. I wish I would have stayed with her longer, but it was a weird time in my life. So, modeling in New York was very bizarre in the early 80s. It was very drug-ridden and just this crazy world. So it was hard to stay stable and get focused on things. But eventually, when I got out of there and got to LA, I was able to focus a lot better.
Yeah, I love Kate. Whenever she's on the podcast, we just have a great time. She's got such a great sense of humor.
Oh, I love her. Yeah. Yeah, I remember I was taking her class when she was pregnant. She would come in every week and talk about getting more and more pregnant and, more, more nervous about it. And it was interesting,
Mm-hmm.
Very giving human being. I really like her.
And you also studied with David Beard, who we recently lost.
Yes, I did. In fact, I was just in LA for some family things, and I saw Siobhan, his widow, and we spent some time together, and she went up to visit us, and I just adore her. David was the closest thing to a mentor I've had in my life, one of the most talented and remarkably giving people. Again, there's that word again, giving is so important. And he just did so much for so many people. You just have no idea. I mean, my sister was waiting tables wanting to be an actress, and we all went in one night just to see her, and we all had beer. And he left her like a $50 tip, because that's just how he was, you know?
Yeah.
He was always giving people whatever they needed. And one of the most talented writers, directors ever that I ever got to work with.
Oh, yeah, he directed movies that only nerds like me would know, like My Chauffeur and Pass the Ammo and Scorchers.
Scorchers is unbelievable. And I mean, just recently wrote a blog about that because Leland, who's one of my very favorite actors, you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Leland he plays the father, Emily Watson's father. Emily Watson, I think the father in Scorchers. And
Emily Lloyd.
Emily
Lloyd.
Emily Lloyd. I'm sorry, I just said that wrong.
It's okay.
But that doesn't sound right. What a few. They're so big on knowing everyone's name. It's so important to me. But anywho, when David was in the hospital in this last year, he was, very conscious, Leland actually did the opening monologue from Scorchers for him at his bedside. It's just absolutely beautiful. One of the most touching things I've ever seen.
Yeah, I think it should be turned into a play, and I think it should be a remake, too, because it's...
Yeah, Scorchers was a play first. Been played for a long, long time with Leland, actually. And then it became the movie after that. But yes, it should be brought back up as a play. I would be great to see somebody else direct it. It's always interesting to see your work directed in different ways, because great writing holds for multiple interpretations, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You can do Shakespeare in modern day New York, or in its own time, or in post-apocalyptic, it holds. It's the humanity of it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
How did you end up in the 38 special videos for Caught Up in You and You Keep Running Away?
Well, in that case, I was just modeling in Atlanta. That was before I left Atlanta, and I was the top model, quote, finger quotes, at the time. And so they came after me and asked me to do it. So I did. And we shot at some big theater, I can't remember, for a couple days, and then we did the second one. But, they were there. They wanted me to do it. And I think, actually, I originally said no because they didn't want to pay me enough, because those days the videos were, they might pay $200-300 a day. Well, I was making $1,200 a day modeling.
Yeah.
I was like, it's not enough money. And then I think they came up a bit, and so we worked it out.
Yeah, because by that point you probably weren't aware of the revolution of MTV.
Exactly. Well, I think it was just about starting. I did 2 other videos. I did one for Bananarama, and I did one that was actually here out in LA. Mm-hmm. And I did one that was also in Atlanta for, I can't remember his name. He was the lead singer of Atlanta Rhythm Section, but he had a single.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I did that. I did one for him as well. Yeah. A couple for him. So it was interesting. Some of them are, people know. Some of them just disappeared forever,
Yeah. Do you remember the song for Bananarama that you were in the video for?
I haven't. No idea. I mean, you have to understand my point of view. I went into a studio and shot, I think they mostly just used my body. I think it was something really interesting where I had like this green suit and I unzipped it and then the steam would come out of,
yeah,
what I was unzipped. I can't remember, but I just remember having to fitting for this ridiculous bodysuit. So for me, I go in, I do the work. I don't, even with the 38 special, I didn't really meet the guys when I was shooting the whole thing. I met them late. They were there, but they were just always off somewhere else, doing something else. But they did ask me to come to one of their concerts. We went backstage and all, which was fun.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I remembered one funny moment where I was standing there talking to one of his background singers. Of course, this gorgeous girl, I don't remember her name. And I'm standing there chatting, and the guys are on stage. And she goes, "Excuse me a minute, I have to go hit this high note." She walks 5 feet to the left. There's a microphone set up backstage. The guy singing the song on stage basically does this face. She sings the note. They cut back into him, and she comes up and goes, "Okay, sorry, I just had to do that." I was like, okay, that's hysterical. I was like, well, I had some help there making him look good,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So then you started acting professionally. You did the movie The Naked Cage.
Oh, God, yes. That was, yeah, and you know what? It was a huge release. It was a big movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was just not very good. I had to scream and fight with the director a few times for certain things. But, it was a huge break for me to get it. And my understanding is I was not the person who was picked for the role. Mm-hmm. But when it was Golem, I think his name was Golem, the guy who ran...
Cannon, yeah.
Yeah, Cannon. Apparently, the producers were showing him videos of the people they wanted to see from the audition, and they were fast-forwarding through me. I don't know if this is true or not. I heard this from the casting director.
Uh-huh.
And he said, stop, go back. Watched my tape and said, that's her. She's got the part. So, you never know. Great.
Yeah. Paul Nicholas, he directed Chained Heat.
Yes, Paul, yeah.
Mm-hmm. He was the one that you were arguing with.
well, I have an issue with, as you might know, I don't really have an issue with nudity. I think Americans are way too puritanical and uptight about it. They need to relax. But right. I do have an issue with violent nudity toward women used as titillation. So there's one particular scene in the movie where the guard is supposed to, rip my dress, and then we fight in the cell, and I said, I'm not doing that. You said you do. I said I would do nudity. I did not say I would allow you to turn a rape scene into a sex scene. Oh, he had a hissy fit. Well, later on, we get to the shower scene, and, there I'm in the shower scene, and he comes to me, he's like, what is it? I go, do you not understand the difference?
Yeah.
I just, there's a difference. There's beautiful, sexy, and then there's abusing women and finding that attractive. That I won't be a part of. There's been a lot of films I passed on because of rape scenes. Yeah.
Yeah. Two of my podcast guests are in this movie too. Lisa London and Carol White.
And who was the other one?
Carol White.
Carol White. And what did she play? Do you remember?
She played Trouble.
Oh, okay, yeah. Christina Whitaker was the one I got along with best. We had a blast on that film. She played the evil one.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of fun when the reviews came out. We would call each other and read them until we were weeping with hysteria, crying. I was just so funny. The reviews were just brilliant. Really bad, I should say.
Did you get along with Lisa, though?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got along great with Lisa. I liked her quite a lot. I mean, we didn't have a lot of scenes together. But, there was a lot of people on those sets, and I was pretty busy. It was kind of my first time just trying to, memorize lines and learn everything I had to learn.
Yeah.
From just hanging out with people much. But it was great. I remember it being a great set. Not a lot of trouble, So it's all good.
Oh, that's good. How about Number One with a Bullet?
Now, that's what's his name, isn't it? Billy D. Williams, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And I played his girlfriend. Well, somehow he got the idea that my name was Suzanne. And he started calling me at home, got my number off the call list, and was calling me at home, which was extremely uncool. But what was funny about it is he kept asking for Suzanne, and I kept going, oh, no, Suzanne lives here. Oh, my goodness. So, and then I remember they also wanted me to come back and shoot a couple more days, but I already had made other plans, so I didn't end up doing that. That's about all I remember about that one.
That must have been great, though, to work with Jack Smite.
Oh, yeah, everybody was great, but you can understand something about me. I don't really know who these people are. Certainly I didn't then. So to me, to walk onto a set and here's Billy D. Williams, some guy hits on me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the same as, I'm not one of those, I'm in awe of famous people. In fact, famous people who don't bring something to the party are one of some of my least favorite people. My fame and I'm so important, just my presence here is such a blessing to you all. Yeah, fuck you,
Yeah.
But, and the real people don't do that, the Michael Caines and the Johnny Carsons and Mike Douglas. None of them do it. They all, hi, I'm telling on equal level. You get these people that are in their trailer being bigger than everybody else, and it's a problem. It's not good. They do get asked a lot. Sometimes I get that. But.
Yeah, I can imagine of the stories I've heard on this podcast, I tell you.
Yeah. I mean, there are times when you just need to get away from everybody or have people around you just to create a barricade. I get that. But when you're actually on set, when you're working with people, these are your peers. These are not a bunch of crazy fans. You need to treat them decently, you know?
Right.
So there's a big difference there.
I know.
Interestingly enough, Steven Seagal was one of the greatest for that. He would just walk around on set and talk to every extra, show them karate moves and holds, and he was so cool, so down to earth. Not at all what I had been geared up to expect.
Wow.
Yeah, I was really, I totally expected a raging egomaniac. Now, mind you, he was directing the film, so there wasn't really anybody for him to rage against. You know what I'm saying? He
Yeah.
was the man, so. But so nice to everyone. Really, really nice, very laid back.
That's the first time I've ever heard anything good about Steven Seagal.
I know, isn't that weird? But he was great. He was really nice to everybody when I was around him, you know?
Yeah.
What came before or after, I really don't know. I also found out I was pregnant the same day I got that film.
Mm-hmm.
So that might have saved me from some other types of attention, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Then you did Tainted.
Oh, God. Oh, piece of crap.
Yeah. I got a story behind that, I got to tell you.
Yeah.
I interviewed Park Overall last summer.
Hysterical. I love Park. She made me laugh. She's the only thing that got me through that horrible experience. Yeah.
Yeah, she said she did not know what a beautiful, talented woman like yourself was doing in a piece of shit like that.
Well, I felt the same about her, and then she went on and did really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked a few times when she was out in L.A., but, you know, she was on some hit show, I think, at the time, and she was just so overwhelmed with suddenly being famous and everyone drawing at her and wanting from her, because we tried to get together, and she would always just say, as long as there's no other people there, I don't want to talk to anybody, you know, other people. And I understood that. She's a very sensitive person. That movie about killed her. I thought she was going to sleep and be like, oh, you know, it was awful, because the director was screaming at everyone, and people were getting hurt. It was horrible.
Yeah, I think she mentioned that, too, that the director was screaming.
Yeah. I mean, at one point, I had to pull him aside and say, look, you need to settle down, because I've always protected actors and people on set from, you know, raging egos. It's just what I do. And I stood him aside. I said, you have to stop this, because everyone's giving 100%. And he looked at me, then they must give 150%, 200%. I'm like, no, they don't. No, we're not as invested in this as you are. The guys pulling your cameras don't have to be called that name. You know what I'm saying? Come on. So, but there's, you know, this is that director thing. They think it's acceptable to behave that way.
Mm-hmm.
It isn't.
There are some directors out there that just want to take credit for the entire production.
Oh, yeah. And they have different personalities. It's really wild. Joe Pitka, you remember? Do you know Joe Pitka?
Yeah, he did Michael Jackson's Moonwalker.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was him or his brother. I did commercials with both of them. But I remember being on the set and him just treating everyone horribly, calling everyone pigs and blah, 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 and telling me I was ground rat. I mean, it was just so mean to everyone, which made the crew work really fast and efficiently. But I remember we were on location, and that night we went to dinner, and I sat next to him, and I thought, oh, Lord, you know, now I got to get... And he was so gracious, so kind, and I think at one point I spilled some wine, and he was just, oh, don't worry about it, blah, blah. And I thought, I realized that he had created a persona, on-set director persona, to make everybody snap and run and do things, you know? It was really interesting.
Wow.
Yeah. What are you going to do? But my favorite, though, was Cameron, what's his name? James Cameron versus Eric Braeden.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Eric Braeden played John Astor in Titanic.
Yeah.
And I was working with Eric on Young and the Restless while he was running back and forth to Mexico shooting it. Well, James, you know, no sense of anyone else's time, and everyone's terrified to close to him. So he was sitting there for a week or two. He said, finally, that I asked the director, the assistant director, you know, I need to get back and shoot my other show. Could you ask him? They're like, oh, I can't talk to him. He goes, screw this. It's Eric, the biggest ego, you know. just walks over to him while he's at the camera, taps him on the shoulder, like, "Oh, James, I was wondering if you were going to need me the next week." And James Cameron just looks at him like, "Who the hell are you?" But anyway, yeah, sure, go ahead. I don't need you for 2 weeks. And everyone was in awe because someone had dared to speak for him. But he responded to the ego in kind. You know what I'm saying? It's really interesting.
Oh yeah, some people do that. You know, they can laugh at themselves. They don't take themselves too seriously.
Way too seriously. That's a lot of pressure making a movie with that kind of budget. I get that. But at the same time, you have to respect and treat other people well. I think that's my personal opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. When you were on The Young and the Restless, did you work with Barbara Crampton?
No, she was before me, but I know her. I had met her before from being around stuff because of my ex, being on B&B since day one. So I think we all went on like a scuba diving trip or something like that together.
Huh. Yeah. That's interesting.
She was very funny, as I recall.
She is funny, yeah. She's very funny. I wish I could get her on the podcast. She's super busy, but yeah, I love her. Yeah. You worked...
Well, here's my favorite story she told me. I don't know how long you want to do this book, but...
Oh, go right ahead. It's okay. Limitless.
Okay. She walks out of, I think it's Ladome in, Hollywood Boulevard, or Sunset, wherever it is. And there's an older man with a much, much younger, clearly, not his wife with him. She's with somebody else. All of a sudden, the guy, clutches his heart, this older man, and drops onto the red carpet there, the carpeting on the way in. Mm-hmm. She said, the woman he's with just is standing there watching him, like, what the hell, chewing gum. She drops to her knees. She's like, "Are you okay? She looks up and she goes, "Don't worry." She goes, "I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV." She could not believe it had come out of her mouth. Then she said this woman is standing there too and looking down. Here she is. The guy she came with is laid out on the ground on his back, like clutching his heart. She looks down at her, looks at her feet and goes, "Nice shoes." I love that story.
That was great. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You worked with 4 guests of mine on an episode of Freddy's Nightmares.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Robert Lesser, Stu Chardo, Joyce Heiser, and Lisa Gottlieb.
Oh, right.
Yes. How was that experience?
That was so fun, that show, because it's always so fun to do something that's fantasy because there's no limits. You know what? So what if the picture in the background is crooked? It's a nightmare, So you can do so many things that you don't have license to when it's supposed to be real, It's also the only time I got to use my skating and anything on film. So that was fun for me, too.
Yeah, it's a great commentary on lying to your dates.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was really fun. I remember having a good time with that.
Yeah. How was working with Lou Ferrigno on Desert Warrior?
I think Lou is a nice guy, but he's not the most aware person. Let me put it this way. Mm-hmm. We were in the Philippines. We're been there at this hotel for probably 3 weeks. I don't know. And people would come around him and want his autograph, and he wouldn't hear them. So I would tap his arm and just be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, but I think she wants an autograph," whatever. He returns. After 3 weeks of this, he says to me one day, "You probably do not realize this, but I am deaf in one ear." And I just went, "Really? Are you? I mean, really?" Mm-hmm. He was okay. He was a little bit afraid of everything. He was very, what can I say? That there was another part. We went up to La Roche to shoot. We stayed in the hotel that Marcos had built for his daughter's wedding. We were the only 2 guests in this $50 million gigantic hotel. He came with a couple of the people who had, kind of kowtowed to him. He had them come and stay with him at the hotel. Every night we would go to dinner. I would sit at a table by myself, and the 3 of them would sit at a different table. So, no, he's not my favorite person. I think that's pretty shitty of him,
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's not cool.
You know what? It was a cool experience, though. I made friends there for life, and it was just really, really interesting. Yeah. Lou is not, he's not a very confident person, or he wasn't then, Yeah. I salute him for some of the things he's done since then and made fun of himself, and, so he's got a sense of humor about it now, and that's important.
That's good. Yeah, he probably wanted a career like Arnold had.
Well, no doubt. Who wouldn't? But, yeah, well, I don't know what happened there. That was like sort of kismet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You worked with the Empire camp in Arena.
Oh, right.
Oh, any good stories about that? I'm a big Empire fan.
Oh, yeah. Well, we shot at the old, it was actually Shinichitsu, which had been big De Laurentiis filmed. And I remember walking around, a beautiful place to shoot. I mean, the commissary was like a little Italian trattoria, fantastic food. But I remember walking around with, Armin Shimmerman, I think. And he looked down, and the sewer cover said Dino De Laurentiis Studios or whatever on it. He goes, well, that's a fitting epitaph. But it was really fun. The Italians are fantastic with design, costuming, and all that stuff. Unfortunately, our director was having a hell of a time getting the Empire to put their money into the film. There was a lot of money going to flying over relatives of Charlie's to, advise on the film and staying, and he was just beside himself with that kind of crap going on. But I still think he did a pretty good job considering,
Yeah, I'm a big Empire fan.
Yeah, they did some cool stuff.
Yeah, did Charlie Band hang around the set?
He showed up. That's what I'm talking about. He showed up with somebody in tow, but we saw him once on the set. But the rest of the time, he was at some luxury hotel in Rome. But that money came out of our budget. So, and his father, same thing. The rest of his family, same thing. There was that kind of thing going on.
Yeah, I've met him a couple times. Last time I met him, he was desperately trying to sell me an Amazon Prime subscription to Full Moon Features.
Oh, interesting. Hush, child. Go on. My cat wants me to feed him. So, I imagine that was an interesting up and down there. Well, that's the film industry for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hamilton Camp was in the movie, and Bill.
Oh God, I love Hamilton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Billy Butler.
I don't remember Billy Butler. Paul Satterfield, I think it was.
He was in it too.
Claudia Christian. That was really funny because Claudia and I had just done another movie together. Mm-hmm. And when, after the casting for that, the director called me and said, you got the part. And I said, well, who got the part of whatever that was? Because I knew I would be the only other woman with me, on this adventure. He goes, oh, Claudia Christian. I went, oh, God. Because we had just done this. And I like Claudia. We get along fine now.
Yeah.
Not the most generous actress, So I kind of had to fight for my shots and stuff a little bit. But I mean, I quite like her. We got through all that stuff, but it was,
Yeah.
Anyways, I wasn't saying it, but when you constantly are, never mind. I'm not going to say anymore. It all worked out.
Yeah. Now comes the immortal classic Death Spa.
Oh my God! In which they dubbed my voice from beginning to end. I went to see the movie, and I love Michael Fisher. He's a lot of fun. But I went to see the movie with Charles Russell, who I was seeing at the time, and he directed The Mask and
Dream Warriors.
Right. He's a huge director now.
Yeah.
We walked out of it, and I went, I cannot believe it. They dubbed my whole voice. They're not allowed to do that. And he turned to me and he said, I don't think it's going to make any difference. Okay. Oh my God, that was hysterical.
Oh my God, do horror nerds recognize you from this the most?
You know what? The one I get recognized the most from is Babylon 5, because I just think science fiction fans are just so much, they're just more rabid, basically. I mean that in a good way. I don't mean that in a bad way, but more into it. What's the word? And that and soap opera people. But the good news is at this stage, I mean, I'm almost 60, not a lot of, and I don't really wear makeup anymore or anything, so not a lot of people recognize me anymore. Very seldom, which is just fine with me. Or because sometimes I think if people do recognize you in something, and especially when I was doing more, it immediately puts up this barricade. between knowing them as a person. Oh, you're someone I saw on TV. You're something different than me. No, It's really nice to not run into that. The times when I was in a place in my life where I was really well known, like being in Italy, right when everything was huge, it was awful. You can't go out. You can't walk on the street. People, I would be at dinner. Someone would put their kid in my lap and start filming me. I don't know how people put up with it. You have to have the patience of a saint.
That's
or
creepy.
A bodyguard, which is pathetic. But I did not like it. I'm a bad celebrity. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That is kind of creepy, though, I have to say.
It is weird. It's just weird. And I so enjoy connecting with people on a one-on-one level. That's kind of my whole thing, So that was always uncomfortable for me.
Speaking of sci-fi, too, this was Merritt Buttrick's last movie.
Which one?
Despa.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. Yeah. I didn't really follow. I mean, I think I ran into Michael Fisher a couple times afterwards, but other than that, you have to understand from our point of view that actors, you meet everybody, go to the set on the days you're working. Mm-hmm. Now, maybe you go to a screening, maybe not. Most of the things I've done, I've probably never seen, and you're done with the job. It's a year later when the movie comes out, or months later when the TV comes out. To me, it's an on-set experience. It's not about the overall show, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at it from, look at this. It's like being in a play, Mm-hmm. I've played Lady Macbeth multiple times, but I never sat and watched myself do it, So in my experience of it, it's very different. Mm-hmm. And someone watching it.
Yeah, I interviewed Tawny McClure, who was in the movie. It was one of my most downloaded episodes because she went heavily into depth about her Me Too experiences making movies. And
yeah, oh my God, Emerson, I wrote about that the other day too. That line, that borderline that you have to tell people you come across, is very deeply zigzagged in the film industry because it isn't always obvious. But if you don't agree to go out with a producer, you're not going to get the part. You know what I mean? Because now you've insulted him, his little ego.
Yeah.
There are so many things I didn't get because they said no, including Dino Laurentiis inviting me. He wanted to cast me in something, and he wanted me to come to this party at his house. And I said, okay, I'm going to bring my boyfriend. Oh, no, you can't bring anyone. I said, well, are the men coming bringing someone? This is his assistant telling me.
Yeah.
Yes, but I said, well, I'm not coming. Well, I think you're making a huge mistake. I was like, well, I don't. That's the end of that. And, of course, I didn't get the part after he had already supposedly cast me.
Yeah.
So that kind of crap goes on all the time.
Oh, yeah. It's fucked up so many people's dreams, I'll tell you.
Yeah, it really does. And I don't... there are people that are great in the business, too. There's family people. There's people who... I had a run-in with a director at one point on a movie for HBO. He kept putting his hands on me in the car so we were driving somewhere. Mm-hmm. I reported him to the producer. Fortunately, was a woman. And she had it out with him. He comes back to me on set, so he couldn't fire me, I was like, well, why did you do that? Why did you tell them? And I said, because you were out of line. End of discussion. What do you mean, why?
Yeah.
You're abusing your position, creepy old Jew,
Yeah.
So, no offense. If there was somebody young and attractive, it wouldn't make it any more acceptable,
Absolutely.
You get that, too. You get the young, good-looking guys who think that they can just, go through every girl on the set. No,
Yeah.
The makeup artist will bring you down. I promise you. Always go to hair and makeup when you're in trouble. Yeah.
Now, this is a very selfish moment for me because I'm a huge Doogie Howser fan.
Yeah.
You got to work on an episode. How was that?
Unfortunately, I saw him once from a distance because what I shot was I was supposed to be in a soap opera. This is years before. Mm-hmm. I was supposed to be the girlfriend of one of his partners, I think, who was on a soap opera. So they're watching me on their break. So what I shot was, not with them, with him. It was a totally different kind of fake soap opera thing. But it was a blast. And I got to tell you, I still get residuals for that.
Yeah.
I still get residuals for that show. Who's watching Doogie Howser at this point? I don't know.
I am. I got all 4 seasons on DVD.
Oh, my God. I loved it. And and I love, what's his name? Neil
Neil Patrick Harris.
In everything he does, he's always good and funny,
Yeah.
And
I'm trying to find his friend on the show, Max Casella, who played Vinny Del Pino.
yeah, I don't know. I think he was a black guy, but I'm not sure.
Oh, Marcus Redmond.
Yeah, I think that's who it was.
I reached out to him. I never heard back.
Yeah, I mean, that's been so long ago. I was, got probably mid-20s when I did that, so I don't remember. I remember a little bit about it, and I remember looking down the hallway, because we were shooting, they had set up a hospital room at Velvet Wear Soap Set, and I remember looking down the hall and seeing everybody down there working, but, once again, not me to go give a crap about. Oh, you're so famous, I need to know you. Yeah.
Candace Azara was in that episode. I interviewed her. She's an interesting lady.
Yeah, I didn't know her.
Yeah. How about Point of Seduction, Body Chemistry 3?
That, Andrew Stevens was, once again, finger quotes, a friend of ours when I was married. Mm-hmm. And he's been trying to get me to make a movie with him for a long time, and I kept passing on them. Because I was like, not this one. Raped by an alien. Nope, not gonna do it. I'm not kidding.
I know, it's just funny.
I know. So what he did was he came to me and Morgan Fairchild saying, I have this script called Midnight Kiss. So he presented us with the script, never told us that he was basically lying to us to get us to do this movie because it was the third point of seduction or whatever, Mm-hmm. So we found out about halfway through the filming, somehow, and she and I were both pissed, went to him and he went, it's my job to get the best actress I can. There you go. Like, no apology at all.
Ugh.
So when I read the script, there was none of the really cheesy, tacky, my titties are so big, I can't, none of that was in the script. You changed that, cut that stuff separately, and when I read it, it was a really interesting kind of thriller, with a psychological kind of thing, which is why I finally agreed to do it, because even though it had all the sex, I thought the character was really interesting to play, which is why I took it. So that's the story on that one. You got to watch out for everybody.
Yeah, how was it working with the ever-crazy Jim Wynorski?
I basically had to direct quite a few different things. Mm-hmm. Didn't really know what he was doing. The creepiest part was when they had the night they were shooting the bordello, and the makeup girl, my makeup team was like, oh my god, it's disgusting, it's so creepy. And we're like, Jim just showed up and he's like got his hair slicked back and his fancy boots on because all the, sleazy girls were coming. We were all like, ew!
I'm sure he wears it like a badge of honor.
Oh, I'm sure. But it was just hysterical because so we, I basically would have to set up the shots. And finally got to the point where Andrew would just come to me, Shari, how should we shoot this? When I was in a scene. So it was like that. They're just churning them out for money,
Oh, yeah, back in those days, with the made-for-video movies. Yeah.
Yeah. Show those titties 3 times for European release. I'm not kidding. That was the ruling. You needed to show tits 3 times to sell it to Europe.
At least you got to be in a movie, though, with Robert Forster, who we just lost.
Oh, I know. Yeah. I'll tell you who was great on that movie was Morgan Fairchild. I had no idea. That woman is brilliant.
Yeah.
We sat around talking Fermat's Enigma and mathematical stuff. I mean, she was way beyond me, and I love that stuff. Super, super sharp woman. Really, really enjoyed her.
That's great. Yeah, I know somebody who's very good friends with her and says a lot of nice things about her.
Yeah, she was very gracious. Yeah, loved her. But I had no idea she was that smart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's really cool to meet somebody that had a lot going on like that.
Because she's so gorgeous.
Oh, yeah. She's one of those ones when you sit and talk to her, eyes just like draw you in. You just swim in there, Yeah. Really, really beautiful woman, yeah.
How did you get to play a stewardess in Spy Hard?
I auditioned and made the director laugh a lot on the audition. It was a lot of fun. And so they had me come. We actually shot for a week. There was actually an entire terrorist segment I mean, we shot all this stuff where he got me at gunpoint and we're in the front of the plane with the captain and all this other stuff going on. But then because of probably some real hijacking situations, they cut all that out of the film. So the only thing left is me going, can I get you something to drink or whatever?
Yeah.
But it was fun to do. We shot on the 747 set at, can't remember if it was Universal or Warner's. I think Universal. So it was, it's all good experiences. From my point of view, I got to work at every major studio, great locations, and in every sort of, daytime, nighttime, movie of the week, movies, small film, B film. I got to do them all. So for me, from my point of view, all that stuff was great fun. Might not be the best work, but, it's pretty cool to pull onto the Sony lot and, be given your trailer and all that cool stuff. It's just the fun part of doing it.
Yeah, I love that movie. My dad took me to see it when it came out and stuff. It's hilarious.
Yeah. What'd you like?
All of it. I love, Ray Charles, driving the bus.
Oh, God, I know. Oh, my God. I know some of those movies are so funny. Yeah, that was fun to shoot. Yeah, really great. I remember seeing a really terrific crew on that one in particular.
Mm-hmm.
I just sort of like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I've interviewed a couple of people who had small parts in the movie, too.
Yeah.
Because they had a connection to Savage Steve Holland.
Oh, I don't know that.
He was one of the writers, yeah.
Oh, cool.
So did you leave acting to write novels?
No, I've always written, and I wrote my first, writing your first, I guess, I think. I always preferred writing, let's put it that way, and I wrote a play while I was, that was produced at the Matrix, which did really, really well, got great reviews, when I was still busy acting. But then once I left the scope, I kind of, buckled down at it a little more, and it's just what I so love to do. After so many years of doing this work, like what you're talking about, that, let's put it this way, I would read a script for how good it can be. You read a script and you think, ooh, this could be cool, this could be cool. Yeah. I learned to read a script for how bad it can get. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I had to look at it and go, oh boy, that could be really, that could really blow that. But when you're the writer, you get to do it. I was so lovely to have some quality control for a change. So I love that aspect of it, and I love having that total creative control. So it's kind of always what I wanted to do. Plus, who doesn't want to work in their pajamas,
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have to go anywhere. And now I live overlooking Puget Sound, and, it's just work where you want to work. I can go to Europe for a month and work from there. So it's just not a better way than constantly being at the beck and call of 200 other people or more,
Yeah. As you look back, though, on all these exploitation movies with all the cartoony violence and all the gratuitous tits and ass, do you regret it? Do you regret any of them?
No, I mean, I wish they'd been better. They could have been better, and it's a shame that they weren't. And one of them that leaps to mind is A Man of Passion, which I did with Anthony Quinn, which was just a good script. It was this wonderful idea of a Picasso-like man who was at the end of his life and career, and his grandson comes to him, and it's just, and it was just, the director just ruined it, and you just, once again, I don't regret doing that. I don't regret the work I did on any of them. I think I did some decent work in spite of the fact that they weren't particularly artistic films, let's put it that way, to be kind. But no, I don't regret it at all. I mean, I wished I could have gotten better stuff. I wish that people would have looked at me differently or taken me more seriously. But, in that particular case, I think the way I look hurt me as much, probably more, than it helped me. Because people just wouldn't take me seriously for the funny sidekick or for, the drug addict. It was always a brunette. I used to laugh about this with Christina Whitaker. It would be like, I always get to play the bimbos and you get to play the drug addicts and whores, which is much more fun.
That's good, because there are contemporaries from that era who are just so ashamed of it now, and they just want to be so politically correct now. It's just it's
what it was at the time, and you made the best of it at whatever you could do. And so, the one thing I will say that I never did is I
Mm-hmm.
You know, it had to be an acting job worth doing, and then yes, maybe I would, do the sex scene or whatever. But if the acting part wasn't there, I wasn't going to do it. No way. And I, passed on that again and again and again. So, and there's some pretty decent films that, like Dead On, I think is one of my favorites, or actually being done with a little bit of suspense, but that's Ralph Hemmicker directed it,
Mm-hmm.
And so it was a little bit better, and I really enjoyed the acting work on it. So, you got to look at it that way.
Mm-hmm. Now, when you were working with Anthony Quinn on that movie, did he give you any advice?
No, but he is a scene stealer beyond scene stealers.
Of course.
Oh my God! And what's his name? My favorite Martian, Ray.
Ray Ralston.
Ray Ralston was on it. He played the butler, and I played the aging mistress, kind of. Or I'm with him, but then even later when he's dying, I'm still there. But anyways, he would turn to me all the time in the scene to go, "He did it again. He stole another scene. He stole the lines. He stole the scene." Well, the problem was we didn't have a strong director, so Anthony, he was amazing, and I don't regret it at all, because just watching him work was a treat,
Yeah.
But he just let the director let Anthony walk all over him, and so we ended up with not a great film. It could have been a really, really wonderful study, of an aging artist and young blood, all that. It just always broke my heart. That breaks my heart. The fact that I was in the movie, I can't control the quality of the movie,
Mm-hmm.
Only my part. What can I say?
Yeah.
It's kind of like the same thing. I mean, I did the Playboy covers, but I never did the inside of Playboy because I didn't want to be thought of only that way,
Yeah.
I didn't want to be one of 12. I didn't want to be a playmate. I didn't mind being a cover girl because that was me,
Mm-hmm.
So, so those things were very different to me.
Are you still interested in acting, though?
Oh, sure. I would love to do some more theater. In fact, up here, I'll probably will eventually find some. I mean, my husband and I did a movie, like 4 years ago now, I think, 3 years, something, Scream at the Devil, which was a blast to shoot. We shot in Italy, and we shot here, and it was really fun. And I love doing that. I love being crazy again and studying schizophrenia and diving into all that. So it was a blast. And I'll do something. But the idea of going out on auditions and letting 22-year-old casting assistants tell me, whether I'm good enough, I probably know more than they do, and it just gets to the point where you're like, I was talking to Leland Cook about this when I saw him in LA. Same thing. He's like, I pretty much had it. He's like, I don't have any interest, and this is the best actor I know, and he just has no interest in dealing with casting directors because they don't know what they're talking about,
Oh, yeah.
So, really, it's an interesting point of view.
It is. Yeah. Do you have any upcoming books you're working on?
Yeah, I have. My last two books were Invisible Ellen, which did pretty well, and is basically the story of an old overweight woman who grew up in the foster care system. She was badly scarred. When she was abused as a child, her face is badly scarred. And no one wants to see her because she's learned to live this very invisible life to the point where she almost actually is because people just look away. They don't want to see what they don't want to see. She works on the nighttime cleaning crew at Costco. She doesn't ever talk to anyone. And then one day, she sees a blind girl that's going to get mugged, and she saves this girl. And for the first time in her life, someone actually sees her, this blind woman. So they become friends, and they do a lot to help other people, as well as growing hugely, the both of them. There was a sequel to that called Becoming Ellen, and now the third one is coming out next month, in fact, called Twins. And Twins is based less on Ellen and more on the blind girl, whose name's Merity, and her twin, Justice. And they're 27, and it's the story of the fact that all their lives they've been together. He's going to protect her. She's very, very capable. But now he's going to get married, and all of a sudden their relationship is changing entirely. And so it kind of goes through their lives of how they rely on each other and how there's this break happening that neither of them want, but they embrace. So that's what the new one's about. And it's funny, too, of course.
Yeah.
It's called Twins, and it'll be out probably April 4th. I'm setting all that stuff up now.
Yeah, well, you are very funny, Shari, so I can't imagine it not being funny.
It's a little sarcastic sometimes, but yeah.
Are you good at telling jokes?
I you?
Oh yeah, I've been doing stand up for almost 14 years, and
Oh, that's awesome, dude. That's not the same as telling a joke. I did stand up once, and David Beard talked me into it.
Mm-hmm.
So I worked on it in class with him, and then we went to the Ice House. He basically called the Ice House in Pasadena and said, I have this young actress. She's a stand-up. I need to see her. And they fucking put me on the main stage.
Yeah, I've played the Ice House.
Yeah, I was so scared. It was one of two times in my life when I almost did, well, I still did it. But that one and the opening night of Cabaret when I was playing Sally Gold, when the lights went down and I was supposed to step on, and the same thing there, I thought, what if I just left? What if they call my name, the musical start, I'm not there. It's not the end of the world, But somehow I got my ass out on that stage both times, and it went great. The stand-up went great. But it just wasn't, I think you have to want that so bad, dude. I so support and respect you, because that is rough.
Oh, thanks. Yeah,
Sandra, what was her, Sandra, what's her name? Anyway, she'd be like, it's so warm and embracing.
Sandra Bernhard.
Stand-up comedy. Everyone's so warm and embracing.
Are you talking about Sandra Bernhard?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so true, because they just hate you, man. They don't want you to do well,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, I think once you're in it and you're serious, there's a sense of camaraderie. But a new one, a blonde chick coming in, they did not, especially the female comics, they wanted nothing to do with me,
Yeah.
No, and I'm sure it was the same for her.
Yeah, it's a tough racket, even more so now, I'll tell you.
Yeah, I'll bet. Yeah. But it's wonderful. It's wonderful for everything in your life. It helps you do what you're doing right now. It helps you speak to groups of people. It gives you confidence in connecting with people, with handling people that are maybe a little drunk, or maybe they're just assholes,
Yeah.
I think it helps. Let's be honest. Some of them are just assholes. But you learn how to deal with that stuff. And more importantly, you learn that you can. You won't die. You'll wake up tomorrow, and the sun will come out, and everything will be okay, even though you had a horrible heckler, or fell on your ass in a skating competition, or, whatever it is. The more you go through those things, the more you realize, oh, that's happening. Oh, I'm embarrassed. Oh, that's it's one of those times.
So there's this game that I like to play with my guests. It's silly slumber party questions. It's kind of like an anti-James Lipton questionnaire from inside the actor's studio. And how this works is I ask you the question, you answer it, and then you ask me the exact same question, and I answer it.
Okay, good. I'm ready.
Okay. Shari, are you ticklish?
In certain places. Are you ticklish?
I am baby ticklish.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I've been known to hit a few people in the groin.
Yeah. Well, I almost kicked the obstetrician when I was delivering the baby, but that wasn't tickle.
Yeah.
Swear to God. I looked at the nurse, I was like, do people ever kick him? She's like, oh, yeah, he hits the floor.
What's your favorite part of the body?
Obvious answer would be eyes, sexy nape of neck.
Wow. I've never had two responses like that. That's cool.
Yeah. How about you?
I have always loved the belly button.
Yeah, I can see that.
What is it about it that you can see?
About a belly button?
Yeah.
Well, when you say belly button, the first thing that leaps to my mind is my daughters giggling their heads off as I glue, raspberries on their tummies. I mean, you can't beat that, as far as cuteness goes. That's in a whole nother aspect to, being sexually attracted to a part of the body. But I would say if it's part of the body on a guy's lower back, I would say low, in like a well V-shaped lower back,
Yeah. It's funny, too. I think the reason why people weren't allowed to show their belly buttons on TV back in the day was because it was kind of a precursor to, private parts.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. Well, so were elbows and ankles at one time,
Yeah.
and still in many countries ears,
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous, but we won't go into that whole heavy religion-oriented thing. But go ahead.
No. What color are your toenails painted?
Nude. They're regular. I never paint my toenails or my fingernails.
Huh.
What color are your toenails painted?
They're not painted right now, but last time they were purple with sparkles.
Oh, I like that. That's very unicorn of you.
Yeah.
My little pony. Yeah.
What would you say is your best personality trait?
Sense of humor.
Yes, I agree.
I think it's that I like to make other people laugh. I'm not saying I have the greatest sense of humor, but I really enjoy when I can get people to laugh and lighten up and relate to me. And how about you? What's your favorite trait?
I would say it would be sense of humor, but also my sense of empathy.
Oh, well, right there. To me, that's why I said I like making people feel good, because that's where the empathy comes in. Absolutely. Very, very well said. Good.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And then my favorite question, is there a stinky smell that just makes you gag?
After having kids and animals, I think there's a particular rotting animal smell that, if you've ever had roadkill near your house, or I'm remembering it specifically because running into a dead rattlesnake on a hike with my dog, and my dog decided that she would like a roll in that. So I remember this gagging smell. I don't know if you know the rotted meat smell I'm talking about, but that's the grossest one to me, I think. Yeah. I mean, there's some weird ones, but how about you?
Either farts or feet.
Oh, feet can be bad. Yeah. Like I said, once you have your kids.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you do stuff as a parent that you never thought.
I don't have kids, but I can understand where you're going.
There's a lot of things you thought you would never do that you're just like, okay, I'm doing this now. Let's go over. Yeah, it's not all pretty little pink things. They're disgusting. So,
I told that me and Kate were playing this game. I told her farts and feet, and she said, "That's the name of your memoir."
Oh my God, that's hysterical. The dark side.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it.
I've got some jokes for you to wrap this up.
Okay, let's go.
You know the difference between a golf ball and a G-spot?
No.
It takes a man 20 minutes to find the golf ball.
Okay, that's good.
You like that?
I like that one.
Okay, everybody knows the old nursery rhyme. There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many kids she didn't know what to do. What did her right leg say to her left leg?
I don't know.
Nothing. They never met.
Wait. Okay. Nothing meant. Oh! Okay, that was my blonde pause.
Blonde pause?
It's just mandatory. It comes with the DNA.
Oh, my God. Well, Shari, this has been an awful lot of fun. I thank you so much for coming on today.
Of course. It was really nice talking with you, sweetie, and you have a wonderful day.
You too. And can we connect on Facebook?
That would be awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then let me know if I can promote this for you, and, we shall speak in the future.
Absolutely. Okay.
Thank you so much for thinking of me, sweetie. Have a great day.
My pleasure. You too.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, there you have it. Shari Shattuck. Ain't she a sweetheart? A sweet, humble lady, great sense of humor, great stories. A lady of perseverance. I love her. If you like this video, everyone, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Add me as a friend on Facebook. Join my Tommy Kovac comedian page on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram and all that fun stuff. Well, that's all the time we have this week on Splat from the Past. Until next time, this is Tommy Throwback Kovac saying, there's no shame in living in the past, because the present sucks. Later, dudes.